Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. The sun is out. It's the end of the week. The weekend is here. All good stuff. But I want to talk to you about Agit Kabayel because this is starting to annoy me. Yesterday, it was announced that the WBO have ordered a mandatory between their belt holder, Oleksandr Usyk, and Joseph Parker. And I have absolutely no problem with Joseph Parker getting a title shot. I think he's earned it. And it looks like he might fight for the vacant WBO belt if it's made vacant, if Usyk gives it up and wants to fight Fury in a third fight or whatever he wants to do, which is unfortunate for Parker because I think he deserves a shot at all the belts. But if there's only one other fighter who deserves a shot, along with Parker, I would put them virtually side by side, and that is Agit Kabayel. All right. Now, he is currently the WBC interim heavyweight title holder. We don't need an interim heavyweight belt because we know that the real champion is Oleksandr Usyk and he is very much active. So why this interim belt is even in play, I don't know. Parker, by the way, is the WBO interim belt, and Kubrat Pulev with the WBA is the regular title holder, and Fabio Wardley is the interim title holder. So we've got all of these bullshit belts that mean nothing other than to get you a ranking, which are really just about sanctioning fees and nothing else. But what it means is that Kabayel, as the WBC interim champion, is not ranked by the IBF, the WBA, or the WBO. In other words, he is the interim champion with the WBC, and therefore that's the only route he can go down. Now, considering the WBC Jose Suleiman has said that he would give Tyson Fury a straight shot at the belt without fighting anyone, coming off two legitimate defeats to Usyk. That puts Kabayel out in the cold because he's not ranked by the WBO, so he wouldn't be fighting Parker for that belt, the vacant belt, if it became vacant. He's at the back of the queue with the WBC. The WBA and IBF haven't even got him in their rankings because he holds this belt. To be honest with you, I'd give up that WBC belt. I'd say, fuck that. And I'd just say, look, give me anyone. And Kabayel has done that. And someone left a comment saying that they felt Parker was overrated and Kabayel is untested. I completely disagree with that. Completely and utterly disagree. Parker is not overrated. He's earned the right to fight for the belts, as has Kabayel. And Kabayel has done it with victories over Arsenbek Makhmudov, who at the time was unbeaten in 18. Kabayel knocked him out in 4 rounds with body punches. In fact, Makhmudov was on the floor 3 times. He then took on Frank Sanchez, who was undefeated, 24 wins, no draws, no defeats, stopped him in 7. He was down twice in round 7, Sanchez. And Zhilei Zhang, again, stopped with body punches. In fact, Kabayel came off the floor in the 5th round to knock out Zhang with a body shot in round 6. Okay, so those are 3 absolutely legitimate names, fellow top 10 contenders who Makhmudov, okay, top 15, but undefeated at the time, no one wanted to fight him. Kabayel did this on 3 Riyadh shows. A lot of people know Kabayel, very much, a connoisseur's fighter, not as big throughout the world as Parker, but nevertheless, he's earned the right to fight for those belts. Definitely. He's 32 years old now. He's from Germany, 6'3" guy, very, very thick set, good fighter. I mean, just a very, very good fighter. Also, I think he held the EBU heavyweight title twice. And what else does he have to do? Well, unfortunately, even though the answer is nothing, he's earned his right to fight for the belts. He's in danger of being forgotten. I think this is incredibly unfair, and I'm really annoyed about this. And I've made my opinions clear about Usyk Fury 3 in my previous video. I think it's a load of rubbish. I don't want to see it. And to me, the only person that Usyk should be fighting, if he doesn't fight Parker, is Kabayel. In fact, I mean, I put Kabayel and Parker neck and neck. You know, I can sort of understand why. I mean, Parker's got 4 wins since being knocked out by Joe Joyce. How do those 4 wins compare to, or is it 5 wins? It may be 5. Doing it in my head. I'm doing this off memory anyway. Anyway, Kabayel's got 3 wins, but they're all legitimate. In fact, I didn't object to Daniel Dubois fighting Usyk a second time, because to me, he'd come off that first defeat to, you know, and scored some good wins himself. So this idea that all the heavyweights are avoiding each other, I think it's a lot of crap. I think this is, first of all, I think this is a very good era for heavyweights, a very good era. Okay, not to be sniffed at. Heavyweight boxing is dead. I mean, do me a favour. Do you understand anything about boxing? Do you understand anything about what you're seeing on the screen when you watch these guys fight? These top few have fought good men and knocked others back down the pecking order. My gripe about heavyweight boxing is that the people that deserve to be near the top, who have earned that right, are not getting their just desserts. Okay? And that means, you know, like I say, Parker deserves to fight for all 4 of those belts, not a vacant WBO belt. He's been WBO champ before. Didn't he? That was a vacant belt that he won, wasn't it? Against Andy Ruiz, was it? Kabayel has earned the right to fight for all 4 belts. And some people say, well, put Parker in with Kabayel and then the winner can have Usyk. Yes, they could fight each other. Great matchup. But who's to say that the winner would even get Usyk? I will be disappointed if Oleksandr Usyk doesn't fight either Agit Kabayel or Joseph Parker next. If he fights Fury for a 3rd time, I'll be very disappointed in him. And I love Usyk. Great fighter, generational talent, all those other things, those plaudits that have been heaped on him. I completely agree. But he's got to fight just to deepen his legacy and to give the fans what they want. He has to fight legitimate tests. And the fans do not want Fury versus Usyk 3. I mean, the fanboys, the Tyson Fury fanboys will, and a lot of the casuals might. They'll be, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, well, you know, I'll go on with it. But anyone who actually follows boxing, not necessarily the hardcore people, but people that actually do understand boxing and know what they're looking at and love it, they don't want to see Tyson Fury again with Usyk. Oh, he's the only person who stands a chance of beating Usyk. Really? He's just lost twice, perfectly legitimately, and he was all but knocked out in the first round. All right, he got up, he went the distance, fair enough. But a much, much bigger man than Usyk in terms of natural weight couldn't do a damn thing with him. You know, he made it competitive in some rounds. He even won a few rounds. But don't believe Frank Warren's bullshit about how they were highly competitive fights. They were competitive in the sense that Fury made Usyk work. But most of the rounds, most of those 24 rounds went to Usyk. All right. And wouldn't you like to see Kabayel's body punching against Usyk? Because aren't people always saying, well, Usyk's vulnerable to the body and blah, blah, blah. Whether that's true or not, we'd have that question answered against Kabayel, because Kabayel is the best heavyweight body puncher I've seen for years and years. Tremendous body puncher. I like the way he sets his footwork's good. He sets the body punching up well. He's very industrious. He's quite cavalier at times, which is why he got floored against Zhang, because he walked into one. But he's a very, very good fighter, who has earned his. I would, in all honesty, I would pick Usyk to beat both Parker and Kabayel. But who do I think has got a better chance of beating Usyk? Kabayel over Parker, for me personally. And that's no disrespect to Joe Parker. So let me know what you think. Are you as annoyed as I am that Agit Kabayel is being overlooked? And I just think it's very unjust. But let me know what you think. Comments below as usual. And please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Do all that good stuff. Spread the word about Joe Stunner Boxing. Build the channel up. Come on. Let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Go and enjoy the sun. I hope it's sunny. Where are you guys? I'm in the UK and the sun is out and it's very, very lovely. I hope that's a universal thing, because we want a nice start of the weekend. I'll catch you later. Bye for now.